Hi guys, it's Jet Skeptic Media here. This is such an exciting day. I swear we're going to see the Flat Earthers' first model. I heard Flat Earth British talking about it on a hangout with Doomweaver. This is going to be history in the making. I can't wait. This is so exciting. Globebusters have their first map, working map. This is going to blow all the skepticism away. Even me. I might even change my name to Jed Flat Earth Media. My heart's beating here. I can't wait. Let's go, guys. Let's watch this.
Oh, you heard that right. Join Awake Souls, Jason Laufenberg, and Ronnie Harris of Event Skeptic.
I can't wait. This is so exciting. Globebusters have their first map, working map. It's...
Okay. The Flat Earth working map and model, macro to micro. Stars to the sun.
Will always be lined up where the north is.
Oh man, I just feel like I ate some manna.
Different grid work than this. It was just a rectangular grid work. But I forgot to adjust the angle. Timeanddate.com. It's 63 degrees. It's the sunrise angle. Was it 87 is the sunset, and
Tonight, live at 8 p.m. Central. Only on Beyond Flat Earth.
How is it going, Jason? Introducing the co-host with the absolute most awake souls.
hello, Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie.
Oh, what a day! What a day!
That's the intro. I love that. That is so much fun going back through those old videos like that. It's wow, that got me pumped.
Remember when I asked Jed if I could use the clip? Right, that he made for the Ghostbuster show on my channel, and he agreed, and then I put that in the video. Right, you can see it like it.
It's layered so deep, it's unbelievable. If people only knew.
Yeah, and you know, it does have some pretty interesting graphics, and it testifies to some of the stuff that we're going to be getting in tonight. We're hoping that our listeners and viewers know that we appreciate the actual critical thinkers and the people out here that have practical minds like Jason and I. We're both builders. We enjoy working with our hands. Jason, a little bit more than me. How Shy knows. I don't mind. I love to build, but Jason has an absolute passion for it. But what we do on YouTube is we are out here to critically think and to call out truth, lies, and deceptions. And we hope that you as the viewer will always go and make your own decisions after whatever that is that we present. Just have it known that we don't present something unless we've thoroughly gone through the information, and Jason and I have tried to debunk or discredit anything that we present on these channels. It is of the utmost importance to Jason and I. That's why we both go by Ronnie Harris and Jason Laufenberg, Awake Souls, and the Limitless channel, formerly AKA Event Skeptic. We tonight are going to lay forth a trial. We are going to put forth some evidence, and we would like you, the public viewer, to use your own critical thinking and become the jury of this evidence that we are about to deliberate tonight. We have come to the utmost of conclusions, unequivocally proven to ourselves that, I don't know if unequivocally is even a word, I'm not a word. We've come to the conclusion that we have evidence that's rock solid that we can present to you and help get a warning flag out that there is some wolves among the sheep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Awesome, brother. There's nothing like this fighting for the truth. It's what fuels us. I can see it in you. And I mean, look at the intro, look at the work that you've done. It's been laid down. That it didn't come together by itself. You built that, you did the work, you did the research. This is something all of us have to do. Until you do the work yourself, you don't see how to spot these things. And I think we'll see tonight that something that I did recently in Final Cut, just learning the program, when I saw something today, it triggered something in my head, and I understood what I was seeing real easily because I had just done it. And my type of work looks just like that. But what I wasn't trying to do is create fake evidence. I was just trying to create a 2D image that I could pull off of it and create perspective, a pop-out image, which is like an editing effect, because it looks cool. And I don't know. So today I saw something, and I knew what I was seeing real easily. And yeah, we're in the process of debating people right now. I was just on the Sequitur show, and got to talk to some people about flat Earth on there, and point out that flat Earth is not the popular AE map model. That is a COINTEL operation here that's actually set up to discredit the Bible. And so we're out here doing our best to show people that the AE map model doesn't work, and that the Bible is true, Earth is flat. So that's what we're here to do. And it's led us into certain places. Today it led me into Nathan Oakley's hangout.
Yeah, well, the thing that stuck out today, okay, I wanted to address the non sequitur. You went on, you were given time, but you were filling a void because Dell from Beyond the Imaginary Curve rage quit. Well, he quit because they were having issues with the communications. It was 4 against 2, but whatever. I'm going to be appearing on the non sequitur show to present my evidence, going through the simulation reality, the flat Earth, and much, much more. I'm also going to be getting into some problems with the Big Bang cosmology. And we'd like you guys to know that we know we only have few subscribers, but they really matter to us because we know that you guys are true Christians and true truth seekers. If you don't call yourself a Christian yet, but you're out here searching for the truth every day, you are a Christian, because that's what we are. What we are here on the Limitless channel specifically is we aspire to ascend to a height where we can say we are simulating Christianity. So as you know, on my channel, it says Christian simulation. And the reason why it says Christian simulation is because the word simulation means to emulate or replicate. So I figured inside this reality, the best thing for me to possibly do would try to become a simulation of Christ. I am far, far from it. The Father knows, Jason knows, I am not claiming to be a creator in any way, but I would love if I could at least have just 1/8 of his spirit, just enough that I could share some truth with the world. So tonight, what we're going to be presenting is what took place today on Nathan Oakley's channel. What is it called? The Flat Earth Debate channel?
Yeah, Nathan Oakley, 1980. I think it's just called Flat Earth Debate.
Okay, so yeah, Flat Earth Debate. So you were on there today, and your reasoning for going on there, what was it? I'd like to know.
Well, the setup was, we've had our interactions with Nathan before, and we've had our blowouts, we've had our civil discussions, and I don't know, just lately, for some reason, I've had the time in the morning. I've been able to pay attention to his show, and I've just been using it as a platform to share the truth when I can. And I hadn't been paying attention for a while, but I just sort of stumbled upon the episode. I just happened to be watching the one where he beat Mick West in a debate, and he really pinned Mick West to the floor, put the full submit hold on him, and earned the win for Flat Earth, and exposed globe Earth believers as having no evidence to be able to support their claim with. And so, I mean, that's a huge win. I'm always for the truth, and it's true that Earth is flat. But I've had my doubts about Nathan for a long time. And so I come at it from a perspective where, I see the team, the network of individuals that he's involved with, and it's all the AE map and model promoters, the people that have been in this league, shown to be the shills of Flat Earth. The COINTEL, the setup, it's a fake model. It doesn't work. Even characters like Jake the Asshole, somebody had to peel off of the fake flat earthers, because they always want to have some sort of agent, out there leading people, into rabbit holes. That's what they say. They lead people into rabbit holes. And so that group of people, anybody that promotes the AE map and model, we always know that they're a shill, COINTEL, Satanists. They've probably sworn oaths to somebody, and we're Christians, and the Bible tells us to swear no oaths to anyone. Never have, never will. I see what happens. It's ridiculous. So I don't know, with going into the hangout, wanting to talk to him, my thought process was, we've got the win for Flat Earth. I don't want the COINTELs to carry the steam from this, and continue to control the narrative, because, and that's probably what the whole thing was set up to do, is to promote Nathan, to be able to elevate him, and until he acknowledges that the AE map and model is impossible and that everybody promoting that's a shill, I'm not straight with him in any sort of way. I would tell anybody I know, anybody that I care about, hey, listen, this guy is an agent. No matter what he's saying, ever, if it's true or false. So got my chance to go in and have my say. And I don't know, there's nothing for me to be mad about with any of these guys. I'm not angry with any of them. This battle's been going on for over 2 years, and this is just like another day at the job for me to, when I see something that's a lie, I'm going to call it out, and I'm going to try to promote the truth about the creator as much as I can. That's what I like to do with my days. And so I just saw the opportunity to get on there, get talking with these guys, And I had seen, as I was waiting, it was hard for me to get in and get into the conversation, but I got my way in. And they were showing this footage of windmills. And I was saying in the chat, I mean, we can go back, go through the video. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, this is fake footage. This is fake evidence. This is wrong, because as soon as I looked at it, I have a really good three-dimensional mind. I build things in 3D programs, and then I build them in the real world. And I could see that the perspective was absolutely totally out of whack in the picture. I could see other people in the chat that were having their brain fried by this image, trying to come up with reasons and explanations for why it would look like this. And I've seen so much of it from people like Soundly and people like Wolfie6020 that the second I saw this footage, I'm like, that is. I'm getting a feedback. Getting a feedback loop.
You shouldn't.
It is right now. Maybe a reset.
Check now. It's better.
Okay. It's still feeding back.
Well, I am displaying the image. If you want to step out, I can take over for a minute.
Okay, perfect.
Remember, copy the link. So everybody, this is the image that we're discussing here. As you can clearly see, the windmills here are clearly above the horizon line at the edge of the circle of sight. This row here is clearly behind the horizon line, but like almost the same size as these windmills here, and they're supposedly 2 miles apart, right? This is what caught Jason's eye, and I'd like to bring up a piece of evidence that was covered by my perspective. I'm going to play this, and then we'll get back into this. Like I said, we're putting our evidence in our case forward, and you all be the judge.
Deal with Wolfie. Hi folks, my perspective here. In this clip I want to deal with Wolfie's clip that he posted on the internet, right?
Okay, I just want to pause it right there. Just want to show people that this boat here is almost at the horizon line, and it's clearly above the horizon. And then he's got this boat here that's not that far off, that's almost the same size, that seems to be over some fake horizon line, which is awfully similar. Oh, I just closed it. Let me go back to the history. It's awfully similar to what Nathan Oakley had right here. You see this, how this row here is directly behind this row. I hope everybody can clearly see that this row of windmills is right here. And then there's these larger windmills that are sunken down. You can clearly see they're almost the exact same size as this front row. And you can clearly see them here. Now I want to go back to, this is the exact same thing that we're seeing in this video. Where is it? Oh, it's on the end. I got a bunch of evidence to present. Sorry, everybody. Oh, maybe I killed that one. Oh, no problem. We'll just go like this. Sorry. I think, Jason, are you back?
Yeah, take your time, brother. Take your time, brother. But I've got a feedback loop. It hasn't changed.
There should be no issue.
Whenever I say something, I hear myself say it back.
I can't hear it. I don't know.
I can't talk like this. So because all I hear is myself talking. To myself.
Okay.
Maybe you're gonna have to come out and back in, or shut the share down and restart it.
Did it go away?
Yeah, now I can talk.
Okay. Let's see. Is it back or is it good?
Let's see in a second. Yeah, it feeds back. While you're sharing.
Okay, then I'll just share and then you can talk after that. I'll just get through this quickly.
Okay.
So this is the image that Nathan presented. I just want to make sure that everybody sees this again one more time. This is off Ranty's channel. the Isle of Man area, or wherever he's taken this off of the shores of Ireland, I believe. We're gonna have to. Hopefully, Ranty will come on. But as you can clearly see, these here are behind the horizon line, sunken way down, but they're the same size visually, and it very matches to a huge degree this video here, this clip.
Right in the front and a ship behind. Right. So what's wrong with this image? Wolfie's claiming that this is real. So we're going to have a look at this, right? That you can see a ship behind the horizon, dropping below. And then he has the cheek of saying that his clip makes flat earthers look stupid. It makes him look stupid. He said, I can show you a clip of this man riding his bicycle behind the horizon, right? Put on some camera shake, right? Put on some motion blur, right? And say, well, this footage is real, right? Wolfie stuff is fake. And it's stupid. And I want to show you why. Look at the size of the ship, right? And let's have a look at that. So who's the stupid one? Is it flat earthers or is it Wolfie? Well, it's Wolfie. He doesn't know how to fake his own stuff properly. Look, if I have a ship, right, and there's a ship behind, look at the size. The ship behind, if it's far away, should be smaller. Because if it's not, and these two ships are the same size, right, and they're both supposed to be on the horizon, right, how can that be possible? Unless, of course, there's a waterfall in the middle of the ocean. Because the two ships are the same size, that means they're close together. Right? That's what Wolfie's claiming.
So, and this is also what Ranty's claiming here. So this is my first evidence that I give to you, the jury, the audience, and everyone else, including Ranty and Nathan. I'm not calling you names. I'm not making any accusations. This is my first piece of evidence. I believe that you have faked this footage in the same way that Rory Cooper was just explaining. The fact that these here windmills are relatively almost the identical size, that means they're close together. And them to be that far down would clearly mean that there's a giant hump in the ocean. And in reality, Jason had every single right calling this out as fake. Jason, I give you the floor.
Yeah. Is there a way that we can share that image up there? I'd like to be able to, can you send me the link to it and I'll put it up? I just want people to look at this as we talk about it. There's no need to look at me. I'm just a 45-year-old construction guy.
Here, I'll send it to you right here on the chat, or in Zoom here. I took a screenshot of it real quick. I'll send you the link as well.
That'd be cool. Let's just take our time and go through this methodically. There's no hurry. We're gonna take forever. But
well, that was my first piece of evidence to submit.
Perfect. I want to do this slow and controlled, and just make sure everybody understands each step of the way how we're coming to our conclusions about things. And
I do have more information that's going to be coming forth. Just to let everybody at home know. I will.
Well, that's the thing.
A deep breath and let you lead here, brother. That was the first piece.
Yeah, the thing is it's been a busy day. I mean, we had this, and we had to troll these guys all day. We had to go to the grocery store and stock up on groceries. We're almost out of food, so we've just been busy, had a little bit to eat. And what I intend to do is go through and measure all these fan blades and, you know, show what we're seeing, because Nathan, Arjwin, these guys on the Nathan Oakley show, they've been talking about perspective, and Nathan just won a debate with Mick West, and this whole thing hinged and revolved around perspective and angular size reduction. And Nathan won the case for angular size reduction. And well, right here, we're looking at the most blatant and obvious. Am I sharing? Let me check here.
I'm going to try and drop a link to the chat as well with the picture. What does this say here?
Yeah, so this image here.
Okay, if you're here to sorry, Jose, if you're here to troll, then no, we don't want you here. If you're Nathan, someone like that, come on with your real channel and face us like a man. You guys absolutely totally disrespected Jason today, made fun of him, called him names, you know, treated him like a child. So we don't do that here on our channels.
Yeah, we just look at evidence and come to the best conclusions possible. And when we look at this image here that's being presented on Nathan Oakley's show by this character Ranty Flat Earth, who you know a little bit about, I really don't know much about. I didn't know at all. And so I guess he's the creator of this evidence. But at first look at it, anybody that's ever filmed anything that's both near and then farther away, I've done a lot of photography. I had a really nice camera and was pretty serious about photography. I've got the P900, and no camera is like the P900. It's got the best zoom you can get by a long shot. To buy it in a regular camera, you're talking $25,000 for the lens. But still, like $500 to $600 camera gives you the same focal length. So it's crazy. And I use it, and a shot like this I know is impossible, especially when the guy Ranty explained. I guess he had this all mapped out and calculated that these were like 2 miles apart from this one to that one or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to go back through it and hear concisely what the claims are. And but without any of that, you can just see in this image that it's impossible. I don't need to know the distances. I know that if those are the same size windmills, and they are, I mean, they'll have to have the evidence that each one of these windmills is a different size. I doubt that's going to be the case. That if there's a 2 mile distance right there, the size of the fan blades, and we're going to see other examples in here, the body, the shaft, the pole that holds it up, the angular size reduction is absolutely completely wrong. And
pause it there.
Okay.
You see in the chat, it says, why argue over fraudulent evidence? So Jason is already calling this out, right? And just so everybody knows, the name was a Flat Earth Debate 273 Live. And then Nathan changed it after he tried to shame Jason with no evidence and just screaming and yelling, right? So continue, please.
Yeah. I don't know. I had just seen that this was fraudulent evidence. And when I got on and I wanted to talk to Nathan about perspective, because you have the best video on the internet that anybody can ever see about perspective, and we're debaters. And if you promote anything other than this, or, you know, like, you have to debate us about whether or not this is true or not, because to teach anything else is wrong. This is what we observe. Ronnie's video is what we observe, and it's so simple. It's so easy. I don't know how anybody wouldn't put the time and effort into understanding it completely. Once you know it and you look at footage like this, right away you see the flaw in it. So
yeah, it's like kids in kindergarten that watch, which one of these things doesn't match. That image should instantly, it should just pop out at you because this doesn't match with reality.
Mm-hmm. So then I'm trying to talk about perspective. In the same thing that happened on the non sequitur show. Right away there was, the derail tactic, and see, these are all COINTEL agent tactics, Satanist tactics, debate tactics by people.
Not debate tactics. Not true debate tactics, but more like street fight tactics in a debate concept.
Yeah, but I mean, they're wicked at heart.
There's no structure in any of the debates that you've been on. There's been no format. There's been, look, pause it right there.
Okay.
You see the angular reduction, ladies and gentlemen, in the jury. Oh, you missed it. That's okay. It doesn't.
I'll go back.
I want people to understand that the light pole that's a few hundred feet away from the light pole that we're observing here is like a quarter of the size. So if we're talking miles apart with these windmills, or even if it's 300 feet only, the distance of the hump of water would be impossible. That image that we've been being displayed is an absolute forgery. Continue.
Well,
I just want to point out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else to say about the situation. Then,
so right there on the screen, there's another point that you brought up in the shaming. You were suggesting, how do clouds light up when the sun rises and sets from below on the AE map and model, where they say that the sun never sets due to perspective and it circles at a 3,000 feet up. When clearly they're presenting evidence right here of underlit clouds. They specifically filmed a cloud that sun is underneath, lighting up underneath the cloud, right? So you can push play and go ahead. I just want to point that out as well.
Oh, no, I appreciate it, because, this is a lot to process and juggle in the head. And so we're having this talk right here about it, but then afterwards, I'll be able to process the whole thing, take all the evidence and lay it out in front of people just the way it is. I have no reason or need to change it whatsoever. But right here, yeah, like Ronnie pointed out, the point I was really trying to get to with these guys, anybody that promotes the AE map and model, is how do you explain underlit clouds? Because we know that when the sun rises, all you have to do is go out and film it, grab your P900, watch it come up.
Everyone on Earth.
Everyone. If there's clouds out at the horizon where your sunrise is, you're going to see, as the sun comes up to the clouds, that those clouds are underlit, right? Then you will see the sun pass through that layer of clouds. You will see clouds behind the sun. There's so much footage of this. And then it continues up through that. Sometimes there's multiple layers. Then you'll see underlit the next layer, and then the next layer. And then it comes up and around. There's no clouds up here. And then as it's coming back down again, you'll see it toplit. Then it'll pass through the clouds. Then it'll be underlit. And then it disappears under the ground. And that is what each and every one of us out here see. That is what you see if you go observe. Prove me wrong. That's a big problem for the AE map and model, because they say the sun and moon are 3,000 miles up and that they're doing circles around the North Pole. All right. Anybody with half a brain is like, 3,000 miles up. Those clouds that I see it passing through out at the horizon when I'm looking and watching a sunrise, sunset, those clouds aren't 3,000 miles up. Fail. AE map done. Flat earthers, you're idiots. You're actually on a globe and you got fooled by a bunch of
Yes.
Satanists. Whoa, joke's on you.
Yeah, but that's what they do. I know you. I want to just repeat that because you said it pretty quickly. So what they do is they pose as flat earthers, present globe Earth proofs, while guising it under the guise that this is flat Earth evidence, and then it's super easy. Someone comes along and debunks it, and then everybody looks stupid. Now, Rune showed up, Jason, and I thought Rune was a supporter of us. Today I noticed he was talking unkindly or agreeing with everybody. So I put him in timeout and I asked him. I said, I'll read my question out loud. Rune, I watched you talking badly about Jason. Why would you do that? Thought you were okay with us. And then I timed him out to think about it. Right? Just take a minute before you just jump at me. And he says, sort of got issues with you with the yellow wrench. Ask a question and time me out. Sincere trolling. I did not believe them. I guess now I do. Jason effed up, in my opinion. I will speak freely and you can just ban me. Okay, well, I'm not going to ban you right for this. Jason stated Jaron faked it in front of a full flat earth panel and presented no evidence. What do you expect? So my answer from the audience, I was where you were, Rune. Jason put forth the claim that Jaron presented fake evidence for Canagoo, for something that you could see over 300 miles away when the sun is the same size that a P900 will capture it, at 3 miles away. So he's using his, again, perspective in mind. He knows that that's faked evidence. And we don't care if we're in front of 1,000 so-called flat earthers. We're not here for flat earthers. We're here for truth seekers and the truth, right? So you could stay around, Rune, but, I just noticed that you were speaking unkindly towards us, and I wanted to ask you, Jaron did present the fake Beyond Horizons CGI BS footage and images and tried to present them as fake flat earth proofs when they're just going to use them for ball earth evidence in the end. But that's my piece on that.
Yeah, well, I know who Rune is, and he's the one that wants to take us to task on the view buying, which is going to be a topic that we're going to be talking about a whole lot. It's all about trolling for the truth, and we're going to be making people aware that weren't aware that we have this entire campaign on how to troll for the truth. And we've been working at teaching people how to do this. Right now, Ronnie and I are the only ones doing it, but we would like it if other people would get involved.
So we got someone in the chat here who wants to call in. Juan J. Gonzalez doesn't agree with our map. You can call in, but you're going to have to provide evidence to debunk us, and you can't do that on the phone. So it's probably going to be, so it's 254-262-6427. I'll put that in the chat, but I would like to get back on topic because I got a whole bunch to present too. Well, not a whole bunch, but.
Yeah, well, I've got stuff too. I've got the SketchUp model that I could pull up too.
Yeah, well, have we exhausted the fact that for now we can pause on the Ranty? Well, we're going to go back into the Ranty image.
Yeah,
it doesn't come up more after you show up. It just comes up maybe once. Then they pulled it down.
See, they got these here.
That's not it. And then you started to present my video.
Yep. And then I got stuck. They wouldn't let me go far.
They shut it down as explaining how perspective works.
Yeah, and so then after this, I had a short amount of time presenting, and I couldn't tell what was being presented. I didn't know that he wasn't presenting me anymore. I'm not ready to take calls yet, but we will. We will.
I said that I'm trying to call. Okay.
Oh, did the call? I didn't hear you say that. I'm sorry. My bad. Call back.
Or go ahead. It's
Let me see. Why? Just keep going right now, right? Let's see here. So, yeah, he ended the screen share. I wanted to go through perspective and how perspective works. Your video, which explains it all. Like, you would think that these people would want answers as to how perspective works. And oh my word, it's like you're trying to give them the truth. You're trying to hand it to them, and they're fighting you so hard, tooth and nail. It's insane. All right, here's a callback.
Awesome. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hello, you are live on the Limitless channel.
Yes, hi. How's everybody doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. I just wanted to bring up a point. My point is NASA has a budget of $60 billion a day, right? And they don't even have no cameras in the air, like I'm talking about above the clouds, to show the sun going in and out, moving back and forth, or the moon, or even the stars. So that right there, that's a big red flag, because like we in 2018, a $60 billion budget, and you can't have like a little hot air balloon with cameras showing the sun moving forward and backwards and moon. It's ridiculous.
So what do you think? Do you think Earth's flat?
I know it is. I don't think it's flat. I know it's flat.
Yeah, good.
If you take a camera in any place, in any ocean, you measure it from one distance to another, you're going to see the camera. All cameras going to be looking at each other. They're not going to be curving away from each other or above each other. They're going to be looking at each other straight ahead. You send high air balloons with cameras from any state, from every state, or any, measuring it. It's like you can see.
So how's it going for you being a flat Earth believer? How's it affect your life? You there? Hello. All right, sketched out.
If we lost him, then probably be better to have him call.
Awesome.
We just want to try to accommodate everybody, ladies and gentlemen. We are truly here for you guys too.
No, you're live again.
Yeah, the phone went out. I don't know what happened. But what was your question?
Oh, I was just asking how flat Earth was affecting you. How is it treating you?
It's been, it's tough when you present people solid evidence, they reject it, and whether whether theories and stuff like that. And the best thing I try to do is educate us, keep educating myself and educate my loved ones who are around me that's willing to learn. And anybody I come across, like, that's willing to have, to have a conversation, I kind of bring that up to kind of like see, a lot of people don't know, there's a lot of things people don't know, so it's not their fault.
No, I'm curious. Do you know about the situation going on with Ronnie and I and the Nathan Oakleys, and how we're against the popular flat Earth channels that promote the AE map and model? Do you know about that battle that we're in right now?
Yeah, well, the one I didn't really think, not really. I just knew there was I know flat Earth asshole, but my language is this thing. Jake or whatever, so that Jake, he was one of the key person that was leading the map being wrong or whatever. The thing is, we don't have a map because we won't allow the map unless we allow to, as a people, to do our own thing, like get our own air balloons and from different continents. We everywhere. So people from what we need to do together, and everybody see how air balloons taking pictures, and then looking left and looking right and shooting out each other from one place, from one continent to another, which should be impossible.
So I got a question for you. You know that Earth is flat. You said so.
100% sure.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So you know the Earth is flat. So when you go to tell somebody else, hey, the Earth is flat, and they go, hey, how does the sun rise and how does the sun set? What do you say to them?
One thing I noticed, I didn't used to say that before, but now I send them to the government app that show you the sun and the moon moving above. What's that website you go to where it shows where the sun and the moon is at? If you notice, it's on top of the land. And it's a rectangle, whatever, and it disappears from one end to it. They come back at the other end. We don't know what's that about. Like I said, they can have cameras in the air above the clouds showing the sun moving away and going. If we have cameras at different points, the sun is moving, we can see where it's going. And why is it coming back at the other end? Because we don't really, we know they talk about a circle, man. I mean, the sun is a circle, right? But we don't have vivid evidence of that.
Have you ever personally gone out and tried to film like a sunrise where the sun would go up through the clouds and look at that footage yourself, or have you ever looked into that?
Me, I never even know. I don't really. It don't really. I've never done that. Or, I've never done that. One reason I haven't done it. It's because the evidence, mountains of evidence, you know what I mean, beyond that show how the Earth is flat, as well as like east to west, from north to south, by sea level, never curves. Otherwise, it stay at high level when you go all the way up, and high envelope, and anything. And you also have how the government hide these things. Like why they don't let people experiment? Why they don't let people? They lie so much. They show you they hiding something. They hide something.
So, Ronnie and I have a bunch to talk about tonight. So, if you have a question, could you just put it together in one question and we can answer it?
For Friday, he could call in. We'd love to have him call.
My only question is, like, being that you know about the planet, most people, they're not concerned about that. They mostly worry about getting a job and feed their family because they don't see the importance of it. What can we do to show them the importance of what that means to see maybe a change? Like, if we really just, open up people's eyes to what can we do to really show them, like, how important it is? When you find out, it's for what? But they don't understand. The more people that understand that, and the more you live with that understanding, your way of thinking will be different because, it's a different scenario. Places you've been to, you couldn't go. It's like, well, I can't go there because, I'm not going to be at the bottom of the ball on the top of the ball where there's ice and climate change going on. So the key thing is, I think we can educate people most on how important it is to know that fact, that truth, the better it is. Because I know being deceived is not cool. It's not acceptable. Being tricked, being deceived.
I've got an answer. I've got an answer to your question. All right, there is only one thing that we can do, and that is to sow the seed. We cannot change people's hearts. People are going to make decisions based on who they are as a person, their whole thought process. Every decision, just emanates from every decision. They've become who they are, and you're not going to change who they are. I guarantee that.
Even if you show them how important that, what you're trying to explain to them is, you're right. They're not going to, if they are going to change, they're going to change because it was meant to or destined to, right?
No, it's who they are that's making the decision at that moment, and it's just So I am a strong believer that flat Earth is the great deception talked about in the Bible, and that the elect, the people that are the true believers, they're Christians. They believe in Christ. They believe in flat Earth. It's not a belief. They know. They've actually done their homework, and the Bible tells us that even some of the elect would be fooled, would be deceived. And that's the AE map and model. That is the false model that some people could still be deceived by. And we're shouting it out as much as we can. We're in the end times. I hope you've noticed it, but it doesn't seem like we have too much longer in this world, really.
I can understand that. I had something to say. Well, yeah, one thing about the flat Earth, and I understand you guys mentioned that it's the great deception. But me, I think the great deception can also be when a person thinks they have salvation. Because you got to understand, a lot of Christians are not flat earthers. Most Christians are globers. So I understand, and I'm not disagreeing. It could be flat Earth, but I also think the greatest deception could also be people that think people that think they had salvation and they never had it. Because remember, he's gonna say, when I was naked, did you clothe me? And when I was, hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna answer when you hang up.
Like in that story, certain people thought they had salvation, but they didn't. When he said I forgot how the story go. When he said,
no, you're right.
Yeah, he said, I was naked, you didn't clothe me. He said, when did we see you, we didn't clothe you? And when did this, so I believe that could be having people, a lot of people that thought they had salvation never had it.
Right.
And that could be a great deception as well.
Well, see, that's what flat Earth does. A lot of people that thought that they had salvation. So they're going to the churches, right? There's all these churches that are Christian. They say they're Christian. The Catholics and the Lutherans and the Methodists and Baptists and all. And all these churches, not a one of them teaches that Earth is flat. And so right away.
Well, there are some now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's good. That's good news. That's real good news.
They also teach that there's a dome and a circling sun around the
No! Oh, they're Satanists.
But they teach that they might not all be Satanists yet, Jason. We'll discuss that after you.
They are. All right. Well, I'm sorry. We've got more to cover tonight. I thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, it was great talking.
Please tell them to listen to my answer.
Yeah, Ronnie's going to give you an answer too, and then we've got more to cover on this whole Nathan Oakley thing, because they're putting fake evidence out there for this whole AE map and model group, and it's not good. They're doing this to discredit the Bible, and we're not going to stand for it. But thank you.
No problem, and I understand that we don't have a world map to claim it's a destiny.
Yeah. You don't have to trust us. You don't have to trust us. You don't have to trust us that ours is correct. But everybody's got to prove to us that the AE map and model works, because we've proven it hasn't. That's our stance.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's understandable, because we don't have vivid evidence of these things.
Yeah.
The sun circling the earth and the moon circling the earth. We don't have vivid evidence of that.
We don't.
So I can understand why they could be disagreeing.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking my call. I'll be listening over the phone.
All right. Thank you.
Excellent. What a great call. So my answer to him, what was the brother's name? Was it Jose?
I missed it. I'm sorry.
I think in the chat he was Jose. But so my answer to him is, how can we get people to have some respect or to be interested in the flat Earth? My answer to that is the most important thing is you could ask the people, why are they here? Where are they, and who put them here? And when we try to answer these three questions, Jason and I, we come back to the same conclusion that the creator of the Bible has been proven that he is the one that created us. He put us here. And he told us in his book, you know, he had men write through his Holy Spirit. They spake unto us and wrote down these commandments. And they were that we were to love God with all our hearts and all our minds and all our souls. We were to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. Now, after that, he said that he was the truth and the truth was the way. This is what our creator came and told us. So the most important thing is that if you want to know the truth, you want to know the truth of your reality, that you're not on a spinning ball and going through infinite outer space. We're in what we call a simulation. We don't have a better word for lack or better. So the best thing is to let people know, why are you here? Where did you come from? And where are you? And who put you here? You know, why are we here? Who put you here? And if they don't want to learn about the flat earth and understand that they've been deceived their whole life because the devil needed to implant the globe earth into your mind so that he could slowly tell you that you evolved. And my basic quick debunking of evolution is the Big Bang Theory is completely debunked by Halton Arp, who proposed that he found a quasar that was local. Quasars are the red colored bursts that we see in the night sky, and scientists like Hubble used quasars to invent the Big Bang Theory because the redder the quasar, he predicted that was the furthest away from the initial bang, and that's how they were measuring. We're not taking calls tonight, but that's how they were measuring the distance to the 14 billion year, or how many billion years it was Big Bang. And when Halton Arp realized that it was local, it wasn't on the outer reaches of outer space, the quasar plotted out naturally in a local reference to the sky close. It completely debunks the fact that space is stretching. Therefore, if Hubble had have known about the quasar that I'm speaking of, he would have never ever theorized that space was stretching out. It's completely debunked. And I'm going to be bringing this up in my debate on the Non Sequitur show, and I'll just hand it back to you, Jason.
Yeah, so I guess we called out some people for promoting fake evidence, right? I think I remember doing that today. I just want to show people why I would say such a thing.
Let's get into it, brother. Do you have coffee, sir? I can order a coffee if you want me to get the waitress to bring you a coffee.
It's pretty good right now. All right, everybody. I called out a bunch of flat earthers today, and I'm sure everybody's thinking, why would he do such a thing? How could he do such a thing? Well, it's because I've done research and I've done these things myself, and I know what it looks like. So here's SketchUp. It's a 3D modeling program, and all I had to do was go to the internet and type windmill SketchUp model, and boom, this model right here is just a file you download and a file that you import. And I mean, this guy down here is the way this template starts out new. When you open up a new SketchUp, the guy is just standing there. And all I did is take the model and come down here and place it. Oh, I got it. That's gonna be tricky. You see this model right here and the size of this guy, there's no scale going on in here. I measured it in the program. It's like 20 feet tall, and this guy's, probably like 6 foot tall. You can see these little stairs down here. None of that means anything. All this is I just chose a windmill because they're using windmills in the video that they're promoting on Nathan Oakley's. And so what I did is I set down a windmill at the origin point, and then I pulled a tape measure off this origin point up that'd be the y-axis, and 5,280 feet, and I placed another windmill down here. Okay. Because of the scale on it, when I do this zooming like this, it's really erratic because it's 5,280 feet. So this probably isn't the best program for it, but it's simple and I know how to use it. So then I put another 5,280 feet and I have the third windmill out at the end there. And so this would represent 2 miles. Okay. They're the exact same size. Everybody can download a windmill and place it in SketchUp and do the exact same thing I did and verify this for themselves. And I highly recommend you do it. But once I get back in this position right here, you can clearly see
Yeah.
look
at the difference.
The one in the front and then
Hang
the
on.
one.
Let's scale this up. Can you scale this up by double? Scale this up by triple to be fair. Can you make all 3 windmills triple their size with a keystroke?
Oh yeah,
Because
I can figure this out.
Just make them larger somehow.
Yeah, so I gotta grab the whole thing. This might be scary. Got this. Take the guy out. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
We got to do this, Jason. I'm sorry because I want to see the perspective.
Deselect. Oh, guys included.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's all right. Scale.
Bam, you got it.
And pull this. We'll scale it by 3.
3 times 3. There you go. Let's do the other 2 now. Zoom all the way into that figure if you can. Because I know this is something that they're going to say, so I wanted to call you out on it right away, brother. You know me. I am the formerly known as event skeptic.
Yes.
There's a reason why that they call me that. I hope everybody is tuning in and checking this out. Oh, Terry can't watch it now. Okay, brother, please watch it later. But this is very important information that we know is being used to try to set up the flat Earth community for a pitfall. They're using globe Earth type. We're going to get to my evidence after Jason's evidence. This is just a start. So that's scaled up by 3 as well?
Yeah, I'm just hoping. It's down in the bottom right-hand corner where I do the scaling. I went backwards a step. Just, I want everybody... Well, and double check it yourself if you want to. You have to. You should.
Yes. Always double check what we say. But we know that we're going to be presenting what we've double checked. So
this is hard to move.
You can't get closer to it, eh? It's because it's such a vast distance.
It's not really made to do miles. When the scaling will help by making these larger, it'll actually interact better.
It'll give a little bit more perspective. You could do it on a small scale and a larger scale. It is relevant to the topic to have it larger, therefore that we can have what we want to check is the dimensions of the windmills and how much they look smaller or larger than the other windmill to verify the distance. There we go. So we've got 3 tripled in size. Excellent work, Jason.
Mm-hmm. But it's sketchy at the scale. It's rendering that. I'm trying to get away from it there. It sort of like sticks to things.
It's going to look the same, isn't it?
It's going to move a little better. I'll be able to get a little closer here.
There we go. Now this is 3 times the size. Yeah, that's...
Let me drag the hand over.
And keep in mind, in their image, they've got all of the windmills supposedly on the there. That's closer. But I hope everybody can see at home that the ones in the distance are a lot smaller. They're nowhere near the same size. It's ridiculous the way that angular perspective works. And this is what Nathan has been debating, and they're showing faulty evidence as they're trying. There you go. That's it right there.
Just rotating it around from all angles. I want everybody to see I've got nothing to hide here. I want you to see what I see. When I came to the modeling program, knowing what was going to happen, I know that things in the distance are smaller. Angular size reduction. Nathan knows all about it. He just debated Mick West about angular size reduction. He was all dogmatic and powerful about it. Ooh, big win. And he's going, every single picture, every look out of your eyes, all media, everything, has perspective to it. Those images, angular size reduction. He's talking all this. And then they're showing that footage of the windmills, and I'm like, bing,
Go back to it.
What is going on?
Let's go back to it. You presented an excellent model there. That's enough. We can bring it back up, but we're going to get to my footage next after you show Ranty's. You can go back and forth here a couple of times, but as you can see here, those windmills are clearly the same size.
Yeah, well, what we did is we went and looked where this footage came from. It's on Ranty's channel, and so we're just seeing like this image, this still shot, and that's all you got here. But if you actually go to his footage, you get a whole lot more than just this. You want to cover that?
Funny. Yeah, we can go to that. But the thing is, with this image that you have up, clearly, people, I want you to remember that for this to be what we're seeing, perspective would demand that there is a large hump of water, because these windmills are the same size as the windmills. They're close together. So I'm going to steal the screen share again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show people my perspective again. Where is this?
All right. I'm going to get some more coffee.
Okay. So again, this is what they're trying to show us, people.
Right. You see, Wolfie doesn't understand perspective. He's trying to fake.
And Ranty doesn't understand perspective. He's trying to fake
Video footage. He's doing a bit of motion tracking. So
same thing.
We're going to have a look at the motion tracking as well.
And we're going to look at his
movement. And in his clip, the camera moves. So besides getting this horribly wrong, the size is horribly wrong, because the boats are the same size, right?
And likewise, the windmills are the same size in Ranty's picture. Everybody can see they're exact same size. They've done the exact same thing.
Wolfie is not a smart man.
Neither is Ranty.
And then they're both supposed to be on the horizon. I mean, how ridiculous is that?
And they're both on the horizon in his photo.
The point is, there are people out there faking things badly. So look, the ship behind should be smaller. That means it would have to be traveling faster. In Wolfie's clip, right? Now watch this bit. How can the boat in the front move like this? Unless, of course, he's doing motion tracking. Or he's moving the camera. Do you understand? That's what's happening. How can a ship move? Why? Because he's supposed to be standing still. The camera's moving.
Okay, it's similar, but the main thing that I wanted to point out with the perspective is how things get smaller. We might get back to this video. So what I've done is I've downloaded Ranty's footage, and I put it here in my program. And I've downloaded some other footage as well. And we're just going to have a little quick look at it so I can show you guys what's going on. I got to put the preferences back. It should be coming in nice and clear, right?
Yeah, this looks great.
Okay, so let's go through this here. I'm gonna turn the gammas, everything back to normal. So this is Ranty's footage here. I'm just gonna scroll through it. So this is where he supposedly is taking that still shot from, or somewhere similar. As you can see, windmills here in the distance, right? They're supposedly spinning behind the curve. There's some sort of curve that he's got here. What Ranty is doing is telling people that he's observing this island in the background, and this proves flat Earth. But while he's proving flat Earth, he's faking the footage and dropping these windmills down that are clearly nowhere near far enough away from this windmill to be the same size, to be over some sort of a hump. It's complete faked evidence. So after we went through this and we investigated it, the movements of the camera and everything, and the masking and the glare and the white hue that he has around everything, I thought the best thing to do would be the same thing that we did when we got NASA fake footage. As you can see, this windmill here, this is impossible what he's showing. The windmills are the same size, but yet he's trying to tell us that this is 2 miles away. This is absolute forgery. This is fraudulent, and he's doing the exact same thing that Wolfie just showed. That Wolfie was debunked by Rory Cooper, my perspective. I will leave the link in the description box. So what we did was, I also have this footage of the same area, and I'll just go through this real quick. And as you can see here, we don't have any. There's no evidence of any windmills being below the horizon. These are all straight up. You know, they're all the same size. They're all relatively close together. But that's not the interesting part, okay, people? Watch what's going to happen when I do. This is the same way that I figured out that NASA was faking footage. We do what's a gamma ray, and we play with the contrasts. I'm going to show you guys something that's going to absolutely blow your mind. Check this out. So we're going to go here. We're going to check on the color. We're going to crank the contrast up, right? Oh, look at that. Whoa. Let's give the gamma a little bit of a pull here. Let's take a look here. So right now we can barely see no windmills in this picture. There's no windmills here in this picture. You can clearly see the waves and the contours and the definite hard line to the water and to the sky. As I keep rolling the footage along here. Oh, look at that. All of a sudden now we can see windmills. I haven't adjusted the color or anything. And as well, this image here that he's saying is clearly is the Isle of Man. It disappears and reappears into the footage. Look at this, people. Look. Understand this, people. This is absolutely CGI. Objects that you view in videos will not disappear and reappear. The windmills, everything. Watch. They're gone again. He's masking them out. He's masking the other ones in. Look. If I can turn the windmills back on, that means that something's been edited. This has been adjusted, this footage, right? And watch this. I can turn these windmills back on. Let's have a look. Remember I told you guys I was going to present my case. You think there's windmills there? Look at that. Here, let's make this bigger so I can play with the adjustments live. Jason, can you see the picture?
Yeah, I can.
Are you witnessing this?
Yeah, I can.
Are you seeing?
This it's so obvious. This is like it's so obvious. This is like breaking. Oh, it's so hard for me to talk because I get the feedback. I just
want to make sure people see. I can completely take these away, and I can completely bring them back. This right here is a complete sign of this is the image that's being masked is the upper image, and I can check the layers by increasing the contrast. And right there, you can see that this is an overmask that's been placed. He has it dragged down lower than the red because we can still see glimpses of the mask behind the red here. So he's got a red mask, and then he's blended in behind that this yellow mask. We don't know how many masks he has on there, but the fact that I can bring this down and then all of a sudden windmills appear, and this happens throughout the entire video, windmills disappearing and reappearing. This is an impossibility. This footage is clearly CGI. I can continue. So I'll go on to the next video clip, and we'll see if we can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, look at this clip. Like, people think this is normal footage. This has absolutely been completely masked and altered to try to make it look like there's a hump of water there. Look at this. This should not be possible, people. I should not be able to do this. There should always be a residual of these windmills on the shoreline. Always. Look. Magic. Do you believe in magic? So let's move on here to this guy, the next clip. See if I can do the same thing with this one. So here we go. We got some windmills. Let's start playing with the contrast on this one. Color correction. Let's crank this up. You can still see the windmills. They fade a little bit, but you can always see them. Turn this up a little bit like I had it. Look, you can always see the windmills. There is at no time in this video where they disappear or where the land reappears. I can't take them away and then bring them back. They always stay there. 100. Look, people, you have to understand what I'm showing you here. This is clear evidence. Now I'll go back to this guy's foot. And remember, none of these are behind the curve. Let's go back to Ranty's footage. And let's see if his footage holds up when I crank the checking for other frames. Let's check this out.
He's supposed to be a flat. He's supposed to be a flat earther.
He's supposed to be a flat.
He's supposed to be a flat earther, and he's got these.
And I can pull him in and out of reality. This is clear evidence that he's put a mask over here. Okay, if people can't see this, you're being fooled and deceived. And I'm laying forth the documentation that this is impossible. That I can do this. This is clearly showing his masks. And again, I'll go back to this guy's footage. Let's see if we can disappear his windmills, because we got to do more than one malt. Look, I can't take away what's in the picture, guys. It's impossible. If you can take something away, it's because there's multiple layers and masks. Let's see. Can I take this? Is 100. Look, guys, I can't take it away. There's nothing I can do to take it away. And if I go back to Ranty's, do this one more time. Why is it that I can take them away? It's impossible, guys. He's completely, this is the evidence, the same thing that NASA does. Look, they're gone. He's masking this. He's shot this probably with a still smooth tripod. He's taken it back to his house and he's masked it. He's completely masked it. And the proof is that I could take it away and bring it back, and I can't do that with any other footage. So I submit that Ranty has doctored this image, and I've provided enough evidence, including the Isle of Man appearing and disappearing. So now, you want me to keep going, or do you want to take over for a bit? Because I've got more.
Keep going. I can't really talk with this feedback. Keep going. I can't really.
So that was another presentation. That was evidence number 2 that I submit to the jury, you, the audience, the people out there that are truth-seeking. And I ask you to critically think that what you just watched, this is going to be documented and left up on my channel. And if I'm wrong, I'd love to be corrected. Jason?
Yeah, were you going to keep going?
Okay, I'll keep going. So in this image here, we've got what appears to be another video footage of the perspective angular size differences that we're talking about. As you can see, the windmill that's closest to us and the windmill that's farthest away is clearly a lot smaller and exactly matches the diagram that Jason was showing. So, we need to always be aware that you can see here this line. So if I get out my annotation and I draw myself a line here, this is the angle, right? This is the angle. So this is the way that our eyes see. They get smaller as things go off into the distance, and we'll start to see less of them from the bottom up as they go away. And as we approach them, we'll start to see more of them from the top down. So this will happen due to perspective, but the angular angles will always remain to a fixed distance and a fixed size. You cannot have something like this windmill here can't be the same size as this windmill here. It doesn't work with the law of perspective, which Nathan has been arguing. So that's one footage. We'll keep this going. Here's some more evidence, continuing to show the proper perspective of what we're talking about here. And nowhere in any of these images are you ever going to find any windmills below the curve of the earth with the windmill up here like this, because it's absolutely fake doctored footage. We just showed you in my edited program. Okay, let's keep going. We got more. Look at this one. This one. excuse me, I got all excited here, but I just love presenting truth and evidence, and like with a passion. When I see a lie and someone trying to fool us, it just fuels my heart, including when people attack kind men like Jason, who's given up so much for the truth. We've spent so much money on building our channels and trying to find actual evidence that we can share with people that clearly shows how perspective works. And it's amazing. It's almost like to think that the size of this one here is going to be the same size as this one back here in the distance. This is what these guys are trying to tell us. And it's, we clearly need someone to stand up for the truth. And you can clearly see the sun here is inside of this cloud. Okay. That sun is not 92 million miles away. That sun is right there. It's in this cloud. As you can see, the cloud interacting with the sun in the background of this picture. This is what we're trying to tell people that we've been observing in reality. I think we got more. Yeah, this is the other video footage that I showed you guys in my editor. The similar place as Ranty. You guys see any difference here in the footage?
I don't see any of them full size down by the water.
No, none of them are behind the curve spinning. None. Never. It's impossible. Right? Ranty completely faked his footage. This is evidence of it. I think we got some more. Yeah, this is Ranty's footage. Again, to show you guys with what we were just showing. The perspective here is way off. So yeah, just to finish this off, I'm going to go back to my perspective for a minute because he really gives an extra push on that. So we'll just play this for a little bit. Then I'll hand it back to you, Jay.
Right. I know, for example, that because if I draw a line parallel with the horizon, that he's in the same, roughly in the same line. His distance from the horizon the same. But so is the man in red, the little red man. But his handlebars is not. It simply means because he's a smaller man. His size. The horizon helps you to determine size and position. Now in this image, for example, if the horizon's curved, it's not the same. The man's position would have to rise above the horizon and drop below the horizon. What does that tell you? Let's apply this to Wolfie's video footage. That means if you're filming a ship going to the horizon, you would have to tilt your camera up and down. You cannot lock the camera down and keep the ship center of camera if the ocean was curved. It's not possible. But we don't, and I'll show you footage to prove it. And we're going to have a look at this in a bit of detail. Alright, so let's just look at this further and show you how Wolfie got it wrong. Look, here's a man, he's above the horizon, right? His position, his angle to the ship stays the same. That ship just simply keeps that same angle to the horizon. It can't rise above the horizon. It simply just gets smaller towards the horizon if the ocean is flat, which it is, and I'll show you. Let's have a look at the man now. This man is on the bottom. Right, he's below the horizon. Therefore, the ship is above the horizon for him, and that ship's position on the horizon doesn't change. It just simply gets smaller. His line of sight, his angle, his line of sight stays the same because the ocean is flat. Right, he's below the horizon. Now, this man on the right, he's in line with the horizon. And so the horizon line cuts his ship in half, and it will stay like that. That ship goes towards the horizon, it will stay like that all the way to the horizon. Right? So you can't see this ship, right, in front of the horizon, and the same ship, the same size, behind the horizon. Because if you do that in your video footage, if you fake your video footage and you show that, well, what does that mean? It means you're stupid. You're an imbecile. If you do this,
I just want to pause it there. I really want to break home. Jason?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is exactly what Ranty's trying to provide as proof, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I just really want people to see that the same size boat is supposedly beyond and around a curve. I just want to make sure we're all in the same boat here. No pun intended.
you're foolish. That ship should be smaller, and it can't be behind the horizon, it has to be in front of the horizon. And Wolfie got this simple fact back to front. And NASA, they make the same mistakes. I mean, you can look at NASA's images, you'll see the same pathetic application. They have no idea of what is real. They need to go to art school. And hopefully they'll learn some honesty, because, you know, an artist, he has to tell the truth. No matter how uncomfortable the truth makes you, an artist has to tell the truth. And if you get upset with the artist, that's tough. He just has to tell the truth. Look, these artists who painted these pictures, did they get it wrong? No. They understood perspective. There's no Table Mountain dropping below the horizon. There's no ships. So having a look at these images, right? Look at the ships, right? Look where the horizon line catches the ships, right? And you'll see Table Mountain in the background. It's not below the horizon. This is reality. It means the Earth's flat. No matter how uncomfortable that makes you, it's flat. Take time to look at images. Look at these yachts, right? They don't fall below the horizon. Yet Wolfie says he's got a camera that will make a ship drop below the horizon. That somewhere in Australia there's a waterfall in the middle of the ocean. Right? But now look at the sun. Now think about it. So if this is sunrise, right, and you're on a ball, and I'm in the southern hemisphere, then I can't see the sun, I can't see the left-hand side of the sun's rays and the right-hand side. Why? Because I'm on a ball. The ball will be in the way. I can't see around the curve. I will only see half of the rays. I will only see the right-hand side of the sun's rays. And at sunset, I'll only see the left-hand side. Why? Because I'm on a ball, and you cannot see around the curve of the ball. And because the sun is, even if it's 190 million miles in front of you, you cannot see around the ball. Think about that. So we need to take time, look at images. Don't just, you know, we don't look and think. We're like puppets, like programmed robots. It's pathetic. How they've killed us creatively, mentally. They've ruined us. That's what they've done. And we're so proud of it that we don't look anymore. We're blind. Look at this image, right? You see all the people that are on the yachts, right? Look at their relation to the horizon, right? Tells you where the photographer was, right? He must have been below the horizon. So he was on a yacht, maybe doing the same thing. Look at this ship, right? Look at its position. It tells you that the person who took this was below the horizon. So he was obviously on a smaller boat. He wasn't on another tanker, because then he would have been in line with the tanker, his eyesight. The horizon wouldn't be there. So the position of the horizon can help you determine size and distance. That's an important part. The horizon is important in helping us understand our visual perception. Right? What are we actually seeing? So remember, look at the ship, right? Video footage, I haven't tampered with this. The ship maintains its same position above the horizon because the camera is below the horizon, it doesn't change. Remember the point with the man with the bicycle? Right. See, Wolfie, he didn't understand this. It means the ocean's flat. Well, Wolfie understands it. He's just trying to trick everybody. He's not a nice man. So this guy, right, look at how the horizon line stays in line with this tower on top of that ship. I'm not tricking anybody here. You play the footage back, watch it. Watch footage like this. So this camera is above the horizon, right? Way above the horizon. So look at the ship's proportions. As they move away, they still stay in the same relative position to the horizon. The yacht, as it moves to the horizon, doesn't go over the horizon. It means the ocean is flat. Watch. Use your eyes, look, and look at the clouds. Ocean is flat. Right. Now here's a guy with a drone. He flies his drone in a straight line towards the ship, right? Ocean's flat. Now the drone lifts its position a bit, right? See how the horizon, the ship drops the horizon, stays in the same place, right? Yeah, a guy with a drone, right? He does the same thing. Watch how these people look at their position in relation to the horizon. Because the camera's on the ground. So as the camera raises its position, that changes. Now he goes full speed and he's going to go have a look at that ship on the horizon. He maintains his line of sight. The yacht, the ship in the distance doesn't change its position on the horizon. It means the ocean is flat. Now here's some of NASA's stuff, right? Now,
I don't think we have to get into NASA stuff, but clearly my perspective did an excellent job when showing the supposed hump and curve. It's amazing that Ranty's footage, Wolfie's footage, and Soundly's footage all came out relatively close. They all shadowed each other on their channels. I can prove this as well. Again, here's that footage again that we would need a supposed hump of water here. I just want to keep making sure that I totally bring this home for people in their minds, because we really want to edify, and I wanted to present my case. Again, so, and then when we go to Ranty's channel, I'm sure he's down here insulting Jason. Yeah, he said we were there to cause division. We weren't there for truth. You know, the funny thing is we're going to see that he is connected to these shills. His channel's fairly new. He's come on the scene. There. And analyzing Soundly's evidence for a ball Earth. Soundly proves the effects of mirroring. This is a ridiculous joke, people. These people do not care about the truth. They are not here for the truth. They are here to deceive you. Look at this picture with the guy's long nose. I'll put this in the description here. People can do their own research if they want. But the truth is these people have no reality. I believe I've put forth my case. Oh, I'm echoing. But I'm going to let Jason take over now. Hopefully my case stands. And remember the footage from my video editor as well.
It's a huge case. And I just want people to keep in mind that we just cracked this open this morning. It was just this morning that I got into that debate. And I saw them presenting this information post, knowing that Nathan knows about angular size reduction. And so it's horrible on them. Not only are they promoting heliocentric curvature, right? They've got the windmills nested down in the water, like there's a curve there. It's a CGI fraud. It's manufactured and it's provable. We can do the exact same thing to it that we do with NASA footage to show that that's CGI fraud. And holy cow, I mean, the implications are huge. This whole channel, the Nathan Oakley debate channel, is predicated around these people having this discussion about perspective, and they're using fraudulent information. I mean, if that does not just scream COINTEL, absolute, deceivers to the max. If you don't see it at this point, I don't see that there's a hope for you. I don't know how you couldn't see something like that. And to top it all off, what Ronnie and I have been seeing is that, okay, so first off, you have the Jesuits that created the...
Apparently the echo is really bad, brother. I don't know what's going on. They don't like their stuff being debunked because we use the same software every single podcast. So if there's ever an issue, it's better now? Okay, thank you. Continue, Jason.
Okay. Let's see, where was I?
Evidence.
I'm trying to remember where I was. Well, I got it. That this is a network. You have the heliocentric people that, the Jesuits were the ones behind the heliocentric model. And do we have absolute confirmation that Sir Samuel Burley Rowbotham was a Freemason? We don't know, but we know that the Zetetic Zetetic Society, we know the evil roots of these societies. These were people that had cult-like followings. There is a history there. We know that the AE mapping model doesn't work. So all the channels that out there are promoting it, these are the ones that are the most evil because their intention was to roll out flat Earth with a false model in order to destroy the Bible. These are Bible-hating Satanists, and their intention by rolling out the flat Earth, I mean, who's credited with being number one? Matt Powerland, right?
He takes the credit, but the Flat Earth Society has been around the whole time. They were frequent in the 80s and the 90s, and there was a town in Wisconsin that called Zion City that was been flat Earth or the whole Illinois. They've been a flat Earth town, maybe not now, but they were long before. But the first one to bring it out publicly, I believe, was Powerland in a comedy skit where he pretended to say that he painted the globe of the Earth, but he's retracted that now.
But he's a Jesuit. He's an admitted Jesuit. We have
trained. Yep. He's a Jesuit educated man.
Footage of him being proud of being a Jesuit and talking about infiltration of Hollywood, right? He said
he tried.
He tried. Let's see, Jaron, admitted Jesuit. All right, so just trying to draw attention to these people. There is a common thread. We've got the Jesuits, we got the Freemasons, we got the Rosicrucians, we got the Knights Templars, we got Knights of this, Knights of that, and all these societies that have sworn secret oaths that are defending the heliocentric model, and right now they're promoting the AE map and model, knowing that it's impossible. And they're trying to get everybody to equate flat Earth equals Bible, Bible equals flat Earth. There is a subgroup of people that claim to be Christians that promote the AE map and model. That there's all these people establishing that the Bible is a flat Earth book, so that when they pull the plug on the AE map and model, they're pulling the plug on the credibility of the Bible and Christianity all at once. And then that UN flag that you AE map model lovers, love so much, that is the New World Order logo. And you're buying into that system if you're going down that road.
There was one more piece of evidence. I had noticed in my research today that there are certain types of systems that can be floated and they balance each other out. And I would like to know if that could be the case, that out at the ocean there at the Isle of Man, they've got these things floating, and they've got, you know, the next row sunken down, 200 feet. But that evidence I would need to actually almost film myself, because the evidence of another man filming the same spot, I wasn't able to remove the towers. The towers should not be able to be removed in my video editor. So that's the last piece. I always want to cover all the grounds and show all the possibilities.
Yeah, I would say that that'd be worth looking into if we didn't have the evidence that it's already been doctored footage. But of course, if they want to go out there and validate that these are somehow being held down at varying heights, and they want to show us by experiment how that's all taking place, be happy to take a look at it. But I don't know. So one of the things that I was trying to summarize that whole conclusion is these people that are standing up and fighting and defending the AE Mappa model, people like Arjwin, that he will say that he does not defend any map or model. He's obviously on that team. He's working with those individuals. These people are Satanists. I wanted to share something that Arjwin shared with me. So I'm going to do a screen share here. I've reached out to, well, he reached out to me. We did a hangout, and it's on my channel. Anybody can go back and look. He wanted to talk to me about this world being a simulation, because he said he thought it was a simulation too. And so I wanted to talk to him, and we had a hangout, but I could just tell that, he wasn't a Christian. We just didn't hit it off Christian wise. But so we had a Skype conversation going on. See how big I can get this. And blow this up a little. Oh, it's not going to let me. Why? All right. Well, hopefully the resolution is, what if I cover up the chat? Does it get bigger? No, it doesn't get bigger. All right. Well, what it's saying here, it says, did you know that during my dark world experiences, at a certain point, I was with the Jesuit guy? Whoa. We're just talking about Jesuits. What are the coincidences? Some of the Satanists I knew, and others I will not hint at. And most importantly, the Black Santa Claus figure. A very creepy, powerful man he is. And when I was there in 2005, I was led into a ritual. And in this rite, the Jesuits said that they would use magic to change the Bible. And we would all be standing in a row and presented the Bible. Each one of us that was there could replace a word. Some of us dared to challenge words, including me. No, some of us dared to change words, including me. That is why you can find the word Baal in the Bible where before there was Lord. I'm not even sure where it is, but I've heard people mentioning this on YouTube for some time. Also, I heard the guy next to me changing wineskins into bottles. And someone added a smiley face too. And so these things are true. Baal is in the Bible now. Wineskins are in the Bible now. And there are emoticons in the Bible now. And those are ridiculous Mandela effects. So it's my proposition that it's Satanists, such as our one here, self-professed, right? He's talking about the ritual that he participated in. It's interesting to me, this Black Santa Claus figure. I just saw somebody today that there was some sort of Santa Claus reference. So I have a feeling that we might have a hit or a connection between this guy he's talking about and somebody that was active today in that that debate debacle. And yeah, so these are the guys. These are the people that are taking the lead amongst the popular flat earth model. All these Jarens and Globebusters and Eric Dubays and Dell and Nathan, Patricia, Mark, D Marble, deep inside the rabbit hole. And then you've got, you know, people like Richie from Boston and Enslaved by No Media and a whole bunch of others. We've called them all out. And, you know, these are what these people are. You got the people like Arjwin that take part in satanic rituals. You have the people like Ranty that are posting fake evidence on their channels. People like Soundly that does the same. People like Wolfie 6020. They play both sides, both the heliocentric and the AE map model. And their game is so clearly seen, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, without a doubt. We've exposed Ranty, Flat Earth Ranty tonight, Nathan Oakley, 1980, as being complete fraudsters and agents that are out here to deceive and to manipulate, and they're waiting to pull the plug. Well, we pulled the plug on them. My perspective has helped us. Elias was asking about the 24-hour sun. I gave him a link to that. It's 9:54, Jason. I think we've done a great job tonight, beginning to expose the evidence. We're not gonna quit here. And again, I repeat, everybody at home, you're the jury, you're the witness. Me and Jason are just here to provide the evidence that we find. You make the decision on what is true or false. We don't believe that truth needs peer reviewing. We believe the truth is the truth, and it will always be the truth, regardless of what we think. And I commend you, Jason, for your honesty and for your effort this morning and every day. And I'm thankful to stand beside you in this fight for truth. Brother, there's absolutely nothing that we will ever compromise for the truth, for the name of our creator, Yahweh and Yahushai. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, well, thank you for your digging in and your research. It's amazing. Event skeptic, right? That's what most people know you as, and it's your forte. You're excellent at it.
I believe I presented enough evidence to equivocally convict Ranty and Nathan Oakley and everyone involved with high treason of trying to fabricate fraudulent evidence and putting it forth to appear to be promoting a flat earth narrative while they were actually trying to deceive people into a globe earth model. And I have more evidence that we're going to get into next week. This isn't over yet. Actually, probably Friday. We'll be doing a segment on this forever, because we really want people to know that the liars and deceivers have truth seekers out here that will stop at nothing. We didn't address the buying of the views. Did you want to leave that for Friday?
Yeah, we're already 2 hours in. I just want to let everybody know I have bought views, and I'm proud of it. I've worked hard to be able to do so, and I would like it if you would do it for me as well. I could be, putting up billboards. I could be buying a tractor trailer to put flat earth on the side and drive it all around the country. I don't have enough money to do that yet, but I do have, the extra money to occasionally pay for placement of the videos that I do. Sometimes Ronnie does. We do it strategically, trying to maximize our reach everywhere. Calling out lies and deception. So yes, we do it. We've covered this for a long time. That's probably 6 months ago or longer that we've been talking about this. That's you had tried it once and then encouraged me to give it a shot. And we continue to use the strategy once in a while. I can't afford to do it too often, but sometimes when I want to drive home the point, I will pay for placement, which means a service like Facebook will make the video show up in a place where at least a certain amount of people will actually click on it, and then the view time shows the results, and it works. So I'm happy with the results.
Yes, we can pinpoint and target areas of North America or worldwide where we'd like to try and have our video promoted. The key thing is to make good content, because not everybody is going to actually enjoy the video and stay watching it. That's why when the Strange Truth Project was put out, it was me who originally started the campaign for buying views. It was because why wouldn't you want to market your information? I figured the best way to get the truth out there would be obviously to take initiative and to come up with a marketing campaign. And you can do that here on the internet. YouTube allows content creators to excuse me, allows content creators to support themselves financially in a market type way, where you can buy views, subs. We've never bought subs. Jason and I are both completely honest, but we have tried to boost our videos and get them seen by more people because we're censored. A lot of the videos that we've boosted, actually, we've been received less, so we've wasted money. It is not cheap. It's between 40 and you could spend up to $200 for 10 or I think 80,000 views. It's not cheap at all, but we do it because that's the only way to get the truth out there. And just to end cap my point, we strongly believe that any truther out there that is trying to tell you not to market your videos is doing that so that they can stay on top, because if they have good views, there's about a 98% chance that they're buying the views as well. So we're completely on to the deception, and we will continue to do it.
Another key point is that neither of us are monetized on any of our channels in any way whatsoever. So we are paying sometimes, not all the time, sometimes, and it varies in size, but we're paying to get a certain amount of people to get to see the video, and that's out of our own pocket, and we're not monetized. So this is just because of our love of the truth. And there are channels out there. In fact, all of the popular flat earth channels that I can think of, they buy views too, but their channels are monetized, which is actually an infraction of YouTube's policies. So technically, anybody that's buying views, and this, Jaron started off with like 15,000 subscribers. Patricia started off with, what was it? How many did she start with? 7?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. All these channels, Jaron doesn't have 100,000 subscribers. It's all been bought and paid for, but because they're monetized, they are in violation of YouTube's policy, and all their channels should be shut down. It's not a violation of YouTube policy to buy views if you're not monetized. And we've switched to royalty-free or copyright-free music, which is a service that we actually have to pay for, so that there's just, it's our own creative content, right? Nobody can monetize it.
We even, you're telling them we even pay for the music that we put in our videos, another $15 a month, because we want it to be copyright free. Therefore, YouTube will share it in hopes that instead of having another claimant putting a claim on our videos for their music, that maybe YouTube doesn't want to promote that musician necessarily. So we're using music that is copyright free in hopes that we can get more views. But at the end of the day, just want to tell everybody at home that Jason and I, we're here to share the truth. If we get 10 views, great. If we get 1 million views, great. It's not the amount of views we get. It's the fact that we know in our hearts that we're fighting for the truth and that we won't stop for anything else. We will continue to study and search and find the truth with the good truth seekers that all you in the chat are. God bless each and every one of you on the other side of the screen and on the other side of your phones.
Amen.
Jason? Only
beyond flat earth.